This is a really interesting dish showcasing fantastic Middle Eastern spices. It's my eggplant and lamb kofta, and I'm going to simmer it in a delicious tomato sauce with baharat. Now, if you haven't heard of this spice before, you need to get your hands on it. It's got about 7 spices in it, and everyone makes it their own way. So this usually has cardamom in it, cloves, lots of pepper, lots of cumin. It's a fantastic spice for a dish like this. So we're going to start with our sauce, our tomato sauce. In a pan, we're just going to turn that on a medium heat. I'll add some olive oil, good splash of olive oil. And like many great stews, we're going to start with some onions. So 1 onion we're going to cook down along with a clove of garlic. Just got this on a medium to low heat. I don't want it to be too hot. And I'm going to cook that for about 4 to 5 minutes before I start adding my spices and the tomato. All right, we'll let that cook. Now let's get on to the koftas, which are Middle Eastern meatballs. I've got some beautiful lamb mince here. I'm going to add some breadcrumbs. Not traditional in a kofta, but this is my version, and I like this because it's going to hold the koftas nicely, and also as it cooks in the tomato sauce, it'll thicken the sauce too. So I'll also add 1 egg, a little cumin, ground cumin, and a good pinch of salt and some pepper if you like. All right, I want freshly chopped herbs for this, a combination of coriander and some parsley. I'm just going to leave a few stalks back for garnish later on to make it look extra special. And then the rest of this, stalks and all, we're going to finely chop it. So I'll start with the stalks, finely chop that. Loads of flavour that can go in. And then scrunch up all of these leaves and finely chop it. Just run your knife through it a few times, just so it's not too chunky. It smells fantastic. In with our herbs. And before I get mixing, let's go back to our onions. See how they've softened up. The garlic's looking good. We'll add the baharat in. And as soon as that hits the onions, this incredible waft of spices just hits you. It's one of my favourite spices at the moment. Fantastic. Okay, that's all you need. 10 seconds of toasting and then in with some crushed tomatoes. Just 1 can, so about 400 grams. It'll need a good seasoning of salt, so a pinch of salt. And we don't need to cook this for too long. By the time we roll our kofta out, then this sauce will be thick and rich and we can add the kofta. So lid goes on and we'll turn that down. All right, back to our kofta. You need to get your hands in here and give this a really good mix to combine all of those ingredients together and evenly distribute them. Kofta traditionally needs to be quite sticky, so you do want to work it for a while, almost knead the meat as if it was dough. All right, I'm quite happy with that. Now to roll them. So I've just fried off 2 to 3 eggplants, so thin slices, fried in oil. You could also do this in the oven, so lots of extra virgin olive oil and bake them in batches in the oven. You want them to be really pliable like this. Lamb and eggplant, as we know, go so well together. So we're going to make little sausages, little koftas, about that size is what we're after. And we're just going to lay it on the wider side of the eggplant, and we're just going to roll it up. Okay, and you want the seam side down so it doesn't unravel. So I'm going to roll out a few more of these and then they go straight into our sauce. Because it's minced meat, it's not going to take long at all to cook. I'd give it about 20 minutes on a very low heat and cover it with a lid again. All right, these have been rolled to perfection so they can go into our sauce. You can see it's thick, it's not too runny, which is what I want. I'm just going to nestle these eggplant and lamb kofta into the sauce and we'll allow them to cook. All right, eggplant and lamb kofta are ready to go. It smells fantastic. Now, you can serve this in the middle of the table, or I'm going to show you how to serve a portion up. Before we do that, we just need to garnish with lots of pine nuts. I've toasted them off, and I have some buttered basmati rice. I'm going to add a little bit to the side of this plate, and we'll grab these gorgeous parcels and pop them on the side. I'd say about 3 per person, maybe a 4th, depending on how hungry you are. Getting some of that sauce and fresh coriander and parsley, and we'll just sprinkle that over the top. Wow, that is such a delicious dish. A little bit different from the usual kofta, but I love the addition of the eggplant. It's velvety and silky. And you know what? These are even delicious cold, maybe in a pita or Lebanese bread. Delicious.